Hey, my name is Orrin Ross. I'm an estate planning attorney in Georgia. And today I'm going to talk about the two main questions everybody asks about a probate. How long it takes and how much it costs. So it's really hard to say how long a probate will take because a lot of it depends on your estate and your family. But people always complain that it takes too long to get all the information together, that we have to file with the court, or it takes too long to get the heirs to sign off on things, or it takes too long to get the judges to approve orders and inventories and accountings, or it takes too long to get the banks and financial institutions to actually distribute assets once we get them some orders from the judge. And then you have the issues and delays that come up when we have one person or even the spouse of a person who isn't fully cooperative, because everybody has to sign off on this stuff every step of the way. And if we have one person who isn't 100% cooperative, then everything just shuts down. And then we have to have court hearings and drag everybody back into court to get everything back on track. So even in its simplest form, probate takes about 6 months because we have to get things approved by judges. That typically takes a month or two, especially in metro Atlanta counties. And then we have to allow about 4 months for creditors to come forward. And then we have to file inventories and accountings. So there's a minimum process that we have to go through when we go through a probate. So the minimum time you're looking at is about 6 months. The average in Georgia right now is about 10 months. And if there are any issues, if anybody doesn't get along, then it can easily take years. So it's also hard to say how much a probate will actually cost because we don't have a real standard for probate cost in Georgia. So a lot of other states have a statutory cost where it's a percentage of the estate. So the court gets percentage, the attorney gets percentage, and the executor gets percentage. So we don't have that in Georgia. In Georgia, there's something called a reasonableness standard. So as long as the attorneys are charging you what the judge considers a reasonable amount, they can basically charge you whatever they want. So attorneys generally charge about $300 to $400 an hour for out-of-court preparation, phone calls, emails, consultations, all that. And then maybe $400 to $500 an hour or more for actual court time. And because we have this vague standard that doesn't really mean anything, a lot of people get taken advantage of. Because in these states where they have a fixed cost, the attorney knows exactly what they can make off that probate, so it's in their best interest to push that probate through as fast as possible so they can get on to the next client and get paid again. But in Georgia, where we use hourly rates, it's in the attorney's best interest for this probate to take as long as possible, because the longer the probate takes, the more money they can charge your estate. So this is why a lot of times you see attorneys giving out really cheap wills or even free wills, and it seems like they're doing people a community service, but really what they're doing is setting up future business, because they know that when you pass away, your family's going to come back to them to go through the probate process. So ultimately, there's really no telling how much a probate will actually cost, but if you figure, on the low end, $300 an hour, and you have 15 hours worth of work for this probate that maybe lasts 9 or 10 months, then that's $4,500. So it can end up being pretty costly to go through probate.